Jospeh Parker ruined Christmas for everybody. Last night, he took on Deontay Wilder at the Day of Reckoning, and he beat Deontay Wilder, a feat that we thought originally was only possible by Tyson Fury. Jospeh Parker, of course, is a trainer of Tyson Fury's, or he trains with Tyson Fury. So it kind of makes sense he knew what he was looking for here. So if you haven't gathered, today we're talking about that Day of Reckoning card in Saudi Arabia, consisting of Deontay Wilder versus Jospeh Parker, or I should say Jospeh Parker. Let's put some respect on his name because he beat Wilder. So Jospeh Parker versus Deontay Wilder. We will be talking about Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. And then, of course, Dimitri Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur. I've got my handy-dandy notebook full of notes right here talking about the whole fight situation. And we got a lot to start. We're going to start with Deontay Wilder first because, holy crap, I did not expect that kind of a performance from Jospeh Parker. Now, a lot of people have kind of slept on Jospeh Parker after losing to Joe Joyce. He lost to Anthony Joshua. But I've always been of the mind that he's a solid boxer and he can give a lot of people some problems. And that's exactly what he did in Saudi Arabia yesterday. Deontay Wilder's terrifying. He's 37 years old, though. He doesn't box anymore. And not fighting when you are younger, it's not quite as big of a deal. You don't make as much headway, but the effects compound as you get older. And Deontay Wilder fighting very seldomly after he's 35 does not bode well for him. And it showed. He looked like hot garbage. It was so bad. He did not look good at all. Oh, man, did Deontay Wilder look bad. Let me tell you. So let's get into this fight here. So we know with Deontay Wilder, he is not very good on his back foot. And obviously he's working on that, or he was. And we saw that in this fight that he was actually working on that. Hold on one second. I'm going to adjust my microphone. There. Hopefully that didn't sound too terrible. Anyways, Deontay Wilder, he's not good on his back feet. We discovered that in round 12 of the first Tyson Fury fight, where Fury got knocked down and then he come at him after recovering. A lot of people like to, retcon that, like, oh, Tyson Fury walked him down after. Like, no, Deontay Wilder hunted him down. It wasn't until the last minute of that round, that 12th round in the first fight, that Tyson Fury really started to bring it to Deontay Wilder. He was he was scared, like just running at the end of that first fight. So Deontay Wilder doesn't fight well off the back foot, and we saw that in the Fury 2 and the Fury 3 fight. So yeah, that's the game plan on him. And Jospeh Parker, having trained with Tyson Fury so much, it makes complete sense because he went out there and he totally brought it to Deontay Wilder. I was like, wow, what is going on here? So we saw, first of all, I think it's a combination of things. So could Deontay Wilder have beaten Jospeh Parker pre-Tyson Fury? Yes, especially if the game plan wasn't out there. Parker might not have known what to do exactly with what Deontay Wilder brings to the table because he's not a good boxer. He's just a power puncher, and that's what he does. He power punches the entire time. But Jospeh Parker has the training with Tyson Fury, so it's been a few years they've been doing that, and he's getting better as a boxer, and he's improved, actually, changed his game a little bit from the first Joshua fight. But we got to remember, Parker's beat names like Ruiz and stuff, so he's really a good boxer. So the difference between what Jospeh Parker did to Deontay Wilder and what Tyson Fury did, Deontay Wilder, he suffered against Tyson Fury on the back foot, yeah, but it seemed like it was a lot of volume Tyson Fury threw at him, because Tyson Fury, that's how he fights. It's a lot of feints, coming forward, and he wants you to strike just to keep him off of you. And the difference in that and what Jospeh Parker did was he didn't throw as many shots. So the way Parker sees it, he's not got the physical gifts that Tyson Fury has. So instead, what he did was he said, instead of throwing the volume, I'm going to go forward with Deontay Wilder, but I'm going to selectively pick my shots. So he didn't he didn't go out there and throw a whole bunch of volume. Instead, he walked forward, and when he saw an opportunity, Wilder kind of crossing his feet like he does every now and then, or what, he would throw that overhand right and throw his head off to the side. And that did him very well the entire fight. So, Parker, he led with 1-2s a lot. He was really, really, really effective in picking when to fight. So he didn't come with a lot of volume, and that's what was best for him. So all of this extra work for him really paid off. So he made sure. So the idea, I'm stumbling here, but the whole premise is, Deontay Wilder likes to get into these exchanges. Let's not give him that many opportunities to get in exchanges, all while stealing rounds by coming forward and landing more than he does. And when Deontay Wilder, this is by the third round, I'm thinking to myself, like, it's going to be like this the whole fight. But when Deontay Wilder didn't come forward and couldn't find his offense, I was like, uh-oh, this is going to be in trouble. That's when Jospeh Parker, probably about the third round, Jospeh Parker knew, hey, my game plan is going to work here. All I have to do is stick to it and stay safe. And he did. So Wilder, by round 2, I'm thinking to myself, he looks slow. He's trying to parry down that rear hand. When Wilder squares up, Parker, he did this a lot in the corner. He'd get Deontay Wilder to square up, and that's where he would really find his shots, because if Wilder doesn't have the opportunity to pivot his hips, get his power out, that's when you are going to be most successful. And in the corners where he kind of found those moments where he would square up. Round 4, Wilder tried to, get the volume up, but he's trying to frame with his lead hand as he does, and Parker realized, obviously training with Fury, that'll do that with you, but Parker realized, he's framing, he's looking for the right hand every single time. Like when Wilder's framing, he's either circling out or he's looking for the hand. That's the two things. If he's circling out, he's either going to throw the right hand, or he's going to just circle away. So just be careful. Assume every time he frames, he's going to throw the right. And that's what Jospeh Parker did. So when he got into the pocket, Jospeh Parker was very comfortable there. So he would make sure, Wilder was against the ropes. He couldn't slide back. There was one moment where he did get into the pocket with Deontay Wilder. He was looking for that dirty boxing range, and Wilder stepped back and whizzed the right hand right by his chin, and that was like, oh, that could have been it. And it was that one mistake that Deontay Wilder was looking for. And Parker realized that mistake and did what he needed to do. So, Parker, he was slipping. His whole thing was, I'm leaning it away into his power hand, which might not have seemed like a good idea, but he's throwing this overhand right. And this overhand right landed over and over again. That's the one that wobbled Deontay Wilder. He just throwing the right over the top. That's all he would do, because Wilder, he pokes with that jab. He's looking to parry with that jab, or, just get something in your face so he can look for that right. It's just what he frames. It's really kind of a simplistic fight to break down, because it was, I'm throwing the overhand right over your outstretched lead hand. That was it. Jospeh Parker hurt Deontay Wilder. What round was that? I don't know. Oh yeah, that was round 8. He basically crow-cobbed. He skipped into it and whopped from halfway across the ring. Wilder was hurt and he swarmed on him. And I was like, uh-oh, that might not be good. I actually tweeted that it might not be good for him, because he's tired now. He got tired. He gassed himself out. And we saw that round 10, he kind of slowed things down, or round 9, because that was the 8th round he did that. So round 9, he was more patient, I thought he was, and Wilder was just not throwing. So if Jospeh Parker's tired and Deontay Wilder's going to give him a moment to recover, why wouldn't he take his time? And once Deontay Wilder realized, he is tired, would have been amazing. Like, it was too late by the point. Wilder was too tired too. All night Wilder's leaning straight back, and I was calling for Jospeh Parker to throw double jabs, because that would have been perfect for that. He throws a jab out to get Wilder to react. A lot of what you see Roberto Duran do, he'll throw the jab, and he'll just start. He'll jab your face off, and then he'll see how you react. He's reading it. And then he'll respond with a big, you're in the corner. Look, here's a jab. You're going to react by leaning straight back, right? Got you, straight right. And Parker caught him with the straight right a couple times. But if he would have doubled up on that jab, that really would have reaped him big benefits there. Round 12 was a little exciting. Parker, he walked into an overhand right. Deontay Wilder frustrated, looking for hammer fist and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Jospeh Parker gets the win. Really happy to see that. It kind of depends on where the rest of the heavyweight division is for what's next for him. Obviously, there's Francis Ngannou that hasn't been thrown around with him. People still want to see him fight Wilder, and that's probably a better fight for Deontay Wilder. Probably better for Francis Ngannou too. But Zhang Li is your interim something champion. I forget which belt he has, but that's a good option for him too. I actually like that fight for Jospeh Parker. That's a really exciting fight, and that can happen. Andy Ruiz rematch. Ruiz is always looking for a fight and not taking what's important. I don't know if Parker has enough to offer Ruiz, though. Maybe the whole get your win back is enough to get him out there, but I don't know. Andy Ruiz might not buy into that. So, yeah, good win for Jospeh Parker. I'm happy for him. I really, I didn't think the ref did him any favors against the Anthony Joshua fight. Jospeh Parker was looking to land in the clinch, and the ref kept breaking him up. So I was like, it's the Joshua treatment. But glad to see him get a marquee win. Maybe he'll get a couple paydays. The Zhang Li fight is a really fun fight. New Zealand versus China, it's a good matchup. So, Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. What a performance from Anthony Joshua. He's 3-0 in 2023, and I really think this was his best performance. He beat Helenius, he beat somebody else, and then he beat Otto Wallin. Wallin is, of course, the guy that took Tyson Fury the distance when Fury was on his comeback. He had him in real danger with that cut over his eye, and we're like, is the fight going to be stopped? And it wasn't. Tyson Fury got the win, but Anthony Joshua went out there and looked fantastic. We've been calling him inactive and a scared fighter ever since the Ruiz knockout. Even when he fought fighters like Povetkin, it was like, okay, come on, Joshua, what are you doing, dude? Are you really that scared to go fight? And he did, and he went out and, he made himself look like a really good fighter. He was a really quality fighter, and I was like, wow, Wallin is a good opponent. And it could be on upset alert. 2 upsets. We're going to do Joshua and Wallin next. But Joshua looked great. He was punching aggressively. That was a big deal. He came out and he was aggressive with his punches, 1s and 2s, and he didn't care that Wallin kept his guard up. He had Wallin's nose early. So Wallin's a southpaw. Joshua is an orthodox. So you got the typical southpaw versus orthodox matchup that worked really well. And Joshua stepping to the basics, stepping to the outside of that lead foot. He liked his power over Wallin's, and he was okay to get into that outside position. Wallin does decent on the inside foot position. Not great, but he'll do decent. And Joshua, he did well. He's looking for a lead right, and Wallin landed a good 1-2 in, round 2. But, again, Joshua's right hand was money all night. He was hurting Otto Wallin. And he would, the story for Anthony Joshua against Otto Wallin was the jab to the cross. And not all of them landed, but most of them had an effect on Otto Wallin. So he's landing on the guard of Wallin. Wallin's keeping the high Mexican guard. And it would land on the guard, and obviously Wallin did not like it at all. Really cool round 3. Wallin overextended. Joshua, boom, pull counter. Very Floyd Mayweather-esque, except he's a heavyweight, obviously. But I was like, man, I like this Joshua. He's aggressive. He's not scared. And he has fought scared in the past since the Ruiz. But this right here looked fantastic. Framing with his lead hand, so he wasn't scared to, put himself in a bad position. I liked seeing that from him. Wallin was covering up, and AJ's just landing clean. It's like, oh, this is really going Joshua's way. AJ was really picking his shots well. Wallin got overzealous, and Anthony Joshua would land a left that really hurt Otto Wallin. And eventually, at the end of the 5th round, Otto Wallin's corner decided, hey, that's enough. So really good performance from Anthony Joshua. He looked better than he has in a very, very long time, and that's inspiring to see. Like I said, he gets his fair share of criticism, rightfully so, but Anthony Joshua is still a solid boxer, even though he was compromised a little bit. The Usyk fights, the Ruiz fight. He's probably going to fight Filip Hrgović next, and I mean, obviously, Phil, he deserves his shot at a big fight. He's been around for a long time. There was obviously the Joyce option, but Joyce has lost twice to Zhang Li. Joshua didn't mention him, but I feel like what is it, the IBF? One of the titles is going to have to be dropped from Usyk and Fury after the first fight due to the rematch clause, which means Joshua can become a 3-time heavyweight champion. Good on him. I think he can win that fight against Filip Hrgović, who also fought and won on this card. So, it was a good performance by Joshua, an inspiring performance by Joshua. I'm not going to say he's back. Obviously, Eddie Hearn said he's back, like on Twitter and stuff. Everybody's talking about he's back. They didn't want to admit it before that, but, like, Anthony Joshua didn't look good. Now, everybody knows he looked good in this fight. So, yeah, I liked what I saw from Joshua. I really did. I don't know if he's back yet. I'm not going to be the guy to tell you he's back. We don't know that for sure. That's not a fight that we can guarantee that he's back, So I want to see another performance like this from him. Obviously, there's, Dubois. He can go fight again. There's a couple fights that out there for him, but Zhang Li's the one and Filip Hrgović. That's the 2 fights. He can go fight Joyce or Andy Ruiz trilogy. That would actually be a decent one. Was the Ruiz trilogy, because he could really go out there and mess over Andy Ruiz if he fights like this. So, good win from Anthony Joshua. Solid. I am pumped for the man because he's been getting his fair share of criticism lately, rightfully so, because he can be a knob sometimes. But yeah, Dimitri Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur. That is our last fight we'll talk about today. Bivol went out there and, he did his thing. Lyndon Arthur really kind of didn't stand a chance to be in there with him. But Bivol is on a 9-decision win streak, and everybody's so hyped on him after him beating Canelo. But, he's really, what makes Dimitri Bivol really good is he doesn't do anything fancy. He's really good with the basics. He's going to throw a lot of jabs. And I said on Twitter, it's a lot like, I said on X, fighting Dimitri Bivol is a lot like being waterboarded. It may feel like you're drowning, but you're not in any actual danger. Yeah, good performance from Bivol. Lyndon Arthur didn't really stand a chance. Just 1-2. Arthur starts clinching desperately. Bivol's feet are always in good position. I really like that about him. 1-1-2. You see a lot of double jabs to cross from Dimitri Bivol. Good, it could be better, really. I mean, he could be more aggressive, but he's not. And that's kind of the knock on him. Everybody wants to see him fight Beterbiev, and that's the fight to make after this. But yeah, he doesn't throw to the body as much as he should. That lead hook to the body was money for him. And if he threw the lead hook to the body followed by a cross, he'd be a lot more dangerous. Literally, that one tweak would make Dimitri Bivol a better fighter tenfold. So the performance overall was flawless, really, but there's not much to talk about. He jabbed, he double jabbed, and he crossed. He did knock down Lyndon Arthur in, what round was that? Let me see if I can find it. With a jab, one hook to the body, and tees off up high, straight right. Yeah. So I can't even remember where it's at against the ropes. Round 11 is where he knocked him down. That's right. Knocks him down, and it was a lead hook to the body that knocked him down. It's that strike that I was talking about. So Dimitri Bivol, he's fighting Callum Smith next. I think Artur Beterbiev fights Callum Smith next. I think Beterbiev wins that fight. And if he does, I hope Bivol and Beterbiev fight undisputed. That will be a great fight. Yeah, good performance from Bivol. It was. I don't want to take anything away from that because he really looked fantastic in this fight and he didn't do much wrong. But there's not much to talk about. It was just kind of one of those fights. Yeah, good job, Bivol. That's fake, great. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. We will be back on Boxing Day. Naoya Inoue is back, and he's fighting Tapales to get his second undisputed title, a weight class up at bantamweight. So, that'll be fun. I'm going to try and do a video the same day of that. If not, it'll be out the next day. So, yeah. All right, guys, that's it from me for today. Follow me on Twitter. I've got all the information down here. You got your X. You also got my newsletter right here that you can sign up for. I send these videos to your newsletter inbox. That way you never miss them. Or you just subscribe to YouTube, because that's the hustle these days, is to be a YouTuber. And I'm here to talk about fights and have fun. If the YouTube happens, great. But subscribe if you like what I have to say. I'd like to be a little bit more technical. Art of the Ninth Limb is out on my website, fight-library.com, as well as the video companion, which is the technical side of it. You can check that out on my YouTube as well. All those links are in the description. Fight Finders Episode 2, that's out. Check that out too, where I go to the World Wushu Championships. That's it for me, guys. Later.